up for retail.
I would not go out after work at night because it was too exhausting. The pain was too exhausting.
For more than 40 years, Paula has been an energetic lighting consultant here in Park Ridge.
Lighting is fun. Shiny, sparkly stuff.
But about a year ago, she started feeling crippling pain in her back that radiated down her right leg. Just standing up was a challenge.
This was like one big room here.
It was getting harder and harder just to spend all the time I needed to in the shower, to wash my hair, to rinse my hair. It got to the point where I'd be actually in tears in the shower.
10 years ago, Paula had successful fusion surgery with Dr. VINGAN, so she went to see him again.
Paula came in a decade or so after her last surgery, which had gone well and she had done well from, and was now presenting with increasing back pain and a spine that had shown much more significant deterioration.
A certain degree of wear is normal, but when the deterioration is uneven, it can lead to degenerative scoliosis.
What now had developed was this unusual curvature in her spine, where each of the disc spaces had collapsed down significantly. The nerves that want to exit out of the spine are also under additional pressure, potentially from that further collapse. So patients usually present, as did Paula, with not only back pain but some nerve symptoms.
It took everything I had to get into the car. I actually would physically lift up my right leg with my hands to get my leg in the car.
When patients present with both structural and nerve damage, doctors face a difficult choice.
We look at the big picture and say, can I just treat any one of these segments successfully, and is that going to really do the trick?
I'd be in the grocery store and I would be like hanging on the shopping cart.
And from my perspective, the answer was, no, I'm not going to just try and isolate one area here.
I was always looking to see where the nearest chair was.
And then we start to have to entertain the bigger picture, which is treating the degenerative scoliosis from the top to the bottom. And that is a fairly significant reconstructive operation.
In fact, it requires 2 difficult surgeries over 3 days. That's why Dr. VINGAN only chooses it when his patient feels there is no other choice.
I know that I don't consider this surgery unless someone has reached that point in their life that they just can't tolerate this anymore.
From that viewpoint, it was an easy decision because I knew I just couldn't live another day the way I was going. It couldn't go on.
The first surgery involves placing spacers or cages between the vertebrae to relieve the pressure on the discs.
Just imagine these two, a bone here and a bone here, being collapsed down in an unequal way. If you can come in from the side of the spine and put something that's a rectangular construct that fits across the space entirely, it will immediately straighten up that space.
The day off between procedures allows for an assessment.
But it also gives us a chance, after we've put the cages in on the first day, to get the patients upright and to see if we've relieved the nerve pain just by putting these spacers in.
They had gotten me up out of bed and I was with a walker and they said, come on, let's see if you can walk. And we started to walk and they said, how's the pain in your leg? And I went, oh my God, I don't have that pain in my leg. And it hasn't come back.
Then it reduces the amount of surgery we have to do on the second day, which is where we go in and place the screws and the rods to help straighten the spine.
We're facing our mock kitchen.
Paula's recovery went smoothly, in part because Dr. VINGAN made sure she knew what to expect.
He explained everything. When I made the decision to do this, I knew exactly what was going to happen. There were no questions that were unanswered. He said to me that I was not going to like him for the first 6 weeks after the surgery. But that was a lie. I still liked him. Because once the parts were fixed, it was a matter of doing the work. And my goals came faster than what was expected. And that was a great surprise.
Barely 2 months into her recovery, Paula knew she had arrived.
After that 8 weeks of being in the pool and then transitioning to land, when I got home and I actually got back into my own car and starting to drive, I was like, I've got this. I've got this.
I was able to say to Paula, The first 6 weeks, you're not going to like me. It's a painful procedure to go through. When you clear that path, patients get better and better and stronger and ultimately do quite well and resume a good quality of life, as I believe Paula has.
I don't think about it anymore. I get up in the morning now and I get on the treadmill and I walk 2 miles. And I walk 2 miles because I can.
As I'm working, I find myself kind of just moving around and
it's a great feeling to have no pain and to feel a little bit better every day. I'm not perfect yet, but I'm working on it. And I think it's coming.
guess what? I got my order.